Hi Cam, how's it going? I hope you had a good
Good,
Christmas.
good, Nick. How was your Christmas, man?
Good. Did you get power back finally?
We did get power back, got it back a day later, so that was good. But everything's going good at home. It was a good Christmas for sure.
Great. So a couple weeks ago, we were talking about Chad's struggles, and you mentioned that when evaluating a kicker's performance and development in the NFL, mental toughness plays a significant factor. What did you see from Chad's mental toughness throughout the game on Sunday?
Yeah, I think that's obviously a good testament to what I was saying and referring back to that is the mental toughness. Being able to not harp on one kick just because obviously you maybe not hit it clean and you have a miss. But being able to know like, each kick is its own kick and you have to attack each kick individually and you can't let those linger. And know you are a good kicker, good player, and I think everyone was able to see the way he hit that last kick. Obviously he has the ability. To hit the ball, a mile right there, obviously, and he made good contact, and the trajectory of the ball, couldn't be any straighter right there. So, throughout the game, there was no hesitation when we got, that last drive. He knew he had an opportunity to win the game, and he was like, hey, completely focused in the net, ready to go, and it just shows right there, like you just said, his mental toughness. It's something that, it goes unspoken, but you have to see that through kickers, for sure.
And you mentioned not letting a missed kick linger being important for a player, but how can a big make, well, like the one on Sunday, positively linger for a kicker if that's the case?
Yeah, I think it's twofold. I think you have to, know what you did right, but you have to think, hey, look, I can do it. It's going to be a good confidence booster, obviously, moving forward. But you don't want to ever change your approach just because of one kick. And I think that's what's good about specialists and good about Chad is each kick he approaches it the same, and that's what allows him to be successful. So whether it's he's on high cloud nine or he's doing bad because he had a miss, whatever it may be, he stays the same consistently. And then that's what you want. You want a guy that's consistent, kick in, day to day. And that's how you have to go about it. Like obviously, you're excited for the guy there, the game winner, big kick, probably biggest kick of his career right there. So you want to build on it. He knows he can make those kicks. So now he knows next time he gets an opportunity in that situation, right there, he's already been through it. So it's just a little bit maybe more of a mental state or, just an approach like, oh, I've already made this. So, it's just another kick now. It's not, a big time game winner right there.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it.
Next question, Bob Sosi.
Hey, good morning, Cam. Hope you had a Merry Christmas.
Morning, Bob. It was a good one. Hope yours was well.
It was great. Thanks. I want to ask you about Matthew Slater's absence on Sunday and his presence. To my knowledge, I think this is the first time that Slater has been inactive in a game since you've been on the staff. The last time you missed a game was 2017. What was it like to run the special teams unit out there without their leader and captain? And yet, how did he exert his influence during the course of the game?
Yeah, I think that's a true testament, like you said. Even though he wasn't, playing on Sunday, obviously got ruled out, right there before the game. He knew the entire game plan. He knew what everyone was supposed to do. He knew what Denver was going to do. And we've talked about it. It's like having another coach out there with his experience. And there's things you can't coach. And having him on the sideline, he was watching the guys that were playing his position, and he was basically embodying those guys. Like, hey, this is what I saw right here. This is what you could have done, and that's how we talk on the sideline. We get feedback from him. So, he was so involved as far as like just being in the game, each play, being there with the guys, knowing what's going on, having his presence on the sideline. That's something that, whether he's in uniform or, like you said, not in uniform, it's very valuable for us. And he did a great job with that, handling his role on Sunday, and he was able to provide some valuable input, and like you said, first time without him out there on the game. So it's a little bit different, not having him on the sideline in the uniform, but I think I couldn't have asked for more the way he was handling it on the sideline, the way, he helped navigate the game and his leadership, even on the sideline, even though it wasn't in the uniform.
Cam, regarding the guys that were at his positions at the gunner spot in particular, a guy like Chris Ford, a bigger guy who's played a variety of roles on teams wherever he's been, what goes into the decision to put him out there in that spot? And what makes him a candidate, I guess, for that position?
Yeah, I think the first thing is obviously when you look at gunner position in particular is you got to be able to run. So you can say any guy that's ever out there at the gunner, they're always fast players. So obviously Chris is a unique skill set because he's 240 pounds and can run. So that's the unique aspect of him being out there on the perimeter. And then you just go through the guys that are going to be at the game, who can maybe get more reps of practice, who can just see more things in the meetings and wherever it may be. But we had other guys that we rep throughout the week, continue to work, that were ready to go on the sideline, depending on the situations in the game. Obviously we had Rieger went in there for a rep as well. So there's other guys that we've worked throughout the week as gunner, and you should make the best decision when you get to the game. Is like, hey, what's the flow of the game? Maybe what's the opponent's going to do? What do you think the opponent's going to do can factor into it. Are they going to vice? Are they going to put 3 guys on you? So that also leads into it, different skill sets like big, fast, strong guys. Obviously, those are a premium, and Chris fits that mold. And like you said, he's played multiple positions and he's moved throughout his career. So any guy that's handled multiples throughout his career, and not always played one spot, that allows him to move because he's not just going to be handicapped in the aspect of, I can only do this.
Last one for me regarding Cody Davis. Generally, your emotions, him recovering the loose ball, the muff, or I guess the fumble after Mims picked it back up, and scoring a touchdown, considering the last 11 months or so, the period that he had to recover from last year's knee injury.
Yeah, I actually joked with him after the game, not during the game. I was like, you didn't celebrate that touchdown as much, and he goes, I knew I had to go cover another kick. So, that's his mindset. But I couldn't be happier for that guy. Being able to come back from the injury last season, and you obviously see all the hard work and the work he's put into it with, the strength staff. They've done a great job with him, getting him back on that field. And, anytime you see a guy come back from that and is able to actually have some success out on the field, and Cody being the person he is, the human being he is, couldn't be happier for him, and it's great. It was his first career touchdown. So, that was something he was definitely excited about. I was excited for him, and obviously it came up in a critical game for us, so we couldn't be happier either.
And they wouldn't let him keep the K-ball afterwards. Couldn't even keep the game ball.
So he'll end up getting it back eventually. That's what I was trying to tell him after the game. But during the game, you only get 3 K-balls per team. So, those are a premium for the kickers or the specialists. So, we get those after the game. So it's not kind of like a quarterback ball that you may lose maybe on another play or something like that. So you'll have a lot more of those balls in the game. So, he's like, they said they got it for me. So they definitely will have him that ball. He'll get to take home for sure.
I hope it wasn't the same ball that Chad kicked for the game winner. 2 milestones.
You know what? I honestly, I don't know that answer, so I'll let them fight that out. That may be a true thing. So it'll be interesting to find out.
All right, Cam, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Bob. Appreciate you.
And final question here from Nick O'Malley.
Hey, Cam. Quick throwback to Bob's question. You mentioned Cody's response after saying that, like, I can't celebrate, I have to go cover a kick. Is that the most Bill Belichick approved response to a touchdown celebration you've seen?
Oh, it's kind of ironically in 18, my first year, Cordero Patterson scores against Chicago. And, obviously we're all excited on there. And immediately, you transition like, we got to get the kickoff team ready. And, just going back to Matt Slater, like he runs off the field around like the plus 35. And I'm like, why aren't you? He goes, I got to get ready to cover a kickoff. So it's those guys that do that all the time. It's like they realize like, hey, I got to get ready to go again. It's the next play moving on. So I really appreciate that. That's kind of like on the sideline. Chad's getting ready to kick a game winner, and we're trying to get the whole kickoff team ready because, we're like, we got to go cover a kickoff. So I really appreciate our players. Like they're in tune to the situation, and Coach does a tremendous job with that. It's like, we want to watch the game kick, but we also got to talk about what we're going to do on this kickoff. So, no, Cody's great. And like you said, yeah, that's the perfect answer. And just shows, how much time we invest with the situation, the guys understanding the game of football. Definitely something that, I can appreciate as a coach.
And one last quick one. After the game, Chad mentioned, highlighted really the support he's gotten from his teammates through his struggles this season, and particularly that Matt Slater came up and said, "Hey, we're going to need you in the fourth quarter," and called him Matt the Prophet after the game, saying he predicted that he'd come back. How much support have you seen from guys like Matt and the special teams crew for Chad?
No, it's been really good. Our guys understand. Obviously each other. They're around each other all the time, so they know when someone's going through some stuff, especially a rookie. And just young guys understanding they haven't been maybe through this long of a season. Obviously in college they don't play this many games, so understanding the grind of it and just having one another's back. And really being able to support one another. You can't talk enough about those guys, and they do a great job with each other. And I think that just helps everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nick. I appreciate it.